Welcome to another in a series of Enrichment with the Gifted Guy, where we talk specifically about executive functioning skills. Remember, executive functioning skills are the skills that we use in order to accomplish tasks. The better that you are at these skills, the better off you're going to be able to accomplish the task that you set out to do. So, we're looking at a new skill, which is the idea of study skills. So, let's define what study skills are. Study skills are being able to sit down on your own many times at home and study for whatever. It could be studying for a test, it could be working on homework, it could be accomplishing a project or writing an essay, whatever. But this is where you have to independently sit down and accomplish something that you've been asked to do. So let's talk about the skills that you need in order to be successful in these study skills. Because some people are really good at these. They come home, they know what they need to do, they're able to get those things done, and they're able to do that successfully. And there's others that kind of are all over the place. And so the difference between those two particular situations are the skills that are being employed by each of those particular people. And so one of the skills that's really helpful for study skills is organization. So being organized. When I say being organized, you might think of things such as like having a tidy desk but I'm not talking about that type of organization necessarily. So I think it was Einstein that said a messy desk is the sign of a really good worker. So being organized does not mean being neat. Being organized comes in three different places where you want to be organized when it comes to study skills. So the first of these is space. So do you have a space in order to do what you need to do? So for example, if you're going to write an essay, you need to have a space to set your laptop or your Chromebook or whatever you use to write that. And you need to have it in a space that doesn't have a lot of distractions. So for example, do you have, a video going and music going and things of this nature that are going to distract you and cause you not to be able to do? So for myself personally, I do like to listen to music, but I understand that if I have music that has lyrics, that is going to distract me from my studying. So if I'm going to play music, I have to play classical music or music that doesn't have lyrics. So I have to organize my space. I have to sit down somewhere. If I lay down somewhere, I'm going to get tired. So I go to the kitchen table when I'm going to get work done, or a desk, and I sit at those places because those are the places where I'm most likely going to be successful. Laying down on the couch is usually not a good idea. Having the television on is usually not a good idea. So I have to organize my space to help me have the most success possible. The second one is simply having your materials. So, do you have what you need to get done with so if I'm going to study for a test, did I bring my notes? Do I have the books that I need to look at? Things of that nature. If I'm going to write an essay prompt my teacher has given me, am I going to write that on paper with pencil or pen? Am I going to do it on my laptop? What are the materials that I'm going to need that are going to help organize me to be able to get done I don't need to go off and start looking for? That's when you start to get distracted. Oh, I forgot a pencil. I need to go over here and get it. Or I forgot this. I have to go over here and get it. So you're leaving all the time, and you're also like leaving the space. And as a result, like you're not going to be as organized as you need to be. The last one that you have to be organized is your time. So time is something that you really can't get back. So for example, if your teacher gives you a deadline, I have to have this done by this time, that can't really be extended. And you can't add time to that. And there's only so many hours in the day. So how do you organize your time? So if you say, look, I've got 3 days to study for this test. Do I wait to the night before and study, try to cram everything in? Or do I organize that and space that out? I'm going to study for an hour this night, an hour this night, an hour this night. Okay. And by the way, either of those might work for certain people. You might be someone that needs to just hear it the day before because you'll forget it otherwise. And so other people organize themselves in different ways. So you have to find what works best for you. Now, keep in mind, you want to do what's best for you the result. In other words, it may be best for you to cram at the last second because then you don't have to spend all, but it may not result in great grades. So you have to realize, like, am I organizing this in this way because it's convenient for me or because it's what's best for my end result that I want? So you have to look at your time and you have to say, okay, how do I prevent myself from procrastinating or waiting to the last second where I produce more sloppy work or things of that nature? So being able to organize your time and saying, look, from this time to this time, I'm going to do this rather than just saying, oh, I'll get to it. So organizing that time can be really important. So again, organization goes a long way in helping with study skills. This is organizing such things as the space around you and managing that space so that you don't have distractions. It can be organizing the materials that you need in order to get done what you need to get done. If you have a project that involves arts and crafts, do you have everything you need? Have you asked mom and dad to get those things, or have you procured them yourself? And then, of course, is the organization of time, managing your time in such a way that you're not waiting to the last second or having to rush to get things done, but you've organized that so that you've given yourself the time you need to be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish.